just doing this as I got a schedule update. Of course, I'm going to go through all what happened last time, like all the previous times leading up to the update. So, of course, we still have the normal schedule of Paw Patrol at midnight there, Phineas and Ferb at 12:25 a.m., Demon Slayer at 12:50 a.m., Milo Murphy's Law at 1:15 a.m., Steven Universe at 1:40 a.m., 1:15 a.m. 1:55 a.m. we get Animaniacs. Baby Shark's Big Show at 2:20 a.m., 2:45 a.m. Phineas and Ferb. Demon Slayer gets to be not only the first one to air more than once. Well, I mean, Phineas and Ferb was the first one to air more than once technically, but Demon Slayer gets to be the first one to air more than once in a row. Where this is where it airs at 3:10, and then the only time throughout the entire day to air this show, SpongeBob SquarePants at 4 a.m. Yeah, it sounds like a bad slot for such a popular show, but oh well. And because of the programming blocks that I'm about to mention, it won't even be able to be on every day. It's more of a Saturdays through Thursdays thing. So yeah, it only gets 6 times a week to air. Yep. After all of this, I will go through it and tell you how many times, though, it'll get to air after I'm done with the blocks. So, 4:25 a.m., Paw Patrol again, because, well, no one should be surprised. Anyway, Peppa Pig at 4:50, Mile Murphy's Law again at 5:15, Barney and Friends at 5:40, Pokemon with 2 airings instead of just 1 like the others that led up to it from 4 a.m. Going out here to get 2 airings. And then Paw Patrol at 7:05 with 15 airings, which is the most the show would get throughout the day in a row. And the most in a row. So yeah, next up at 1:10 p.m. we get 3 airings in a row of Phineas and Ferb, and then 2 airings in a row of Wow Websy with at 2:25 a.m. I mean p.m. It's 2:25 p.m. But yeah, next up the Owl House, which airs only once throughout the day, which since I don't remember there being other, like, considering that, and I remember there being programming blocks that have aired at that time. Okay, Sundays through Fridays, apparently. Nope, Sundays through Thursdays. So yeah, apparently only 4 airings a week of the Owl House. Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 3:15 p.m. Then Dora the Explorer gets 2 airings throughout the day at 3:40 p.m. unless there's a programming block at that time. Milo Murphy's Law comes back again at 4:30. Bodge at 4:55. Okay then. Anyway, Wonder Pets at 5:05. At 5:30 we get the Mr. Men Show. 5:45 we get Arthur. We get Rosie's Rules at 6:10. These are all PM, by the way. 6:35 p.m. we get Miraculous. And we did get an update about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic because of a little error. It will be 2 airings of the show throughout the day, which is at 7 o'clock p.m. At 7:50 we get Dora the Explorer again. We get Super Y at 8:15 p.m. Mihawk Highland at 8:40 p.m. At 9:05 p.m. we get Hamster and Gretel, which for now, though, it's only season 1 that's airing of Hamster and Gretel. I'm waiting until the show ends in order for season 2 to start airing, since it was confirmed to only be 2 seasons. With Rubble and Crew, we get at 9:30. Then Dora and Friends at 9:55. The Backyardigans at 10:20 p.m. 10:45 p.m. we get Bubble Guppies, and then Max and Ruby at 11:10, and then end off the day at 11:35 p.m. with Go Diego Go. As for the programming blocks, let's see, Fresh Fairy Fans Friday, we get from 5 to 10 p.m. Yeah, 5-hour night, like a 5-hour afternoon to nighttime block, I guess. Like evening block, like evening to nighttime deal. With the Fresh Beat Band of Spies at 5 p.m. 5:25 p.m. we get the Fairly Odd Parents. Paw Patrol at 5:50. Dora the Explorer at 6:15. Go Diego Go at 6:40. Dora and Friends at 7:05. Ni Hao Kai Lan at 7:30. Barney and Friends at 7:55. Hamster and Gretel at 8:20. Bubble Guppies at 8:45. Cuckoo Harajuku at 9:10 p.m. And then end off the block at 9:35 to 10 p.m. Team Umizoomi. Follow right up with and then the following day we do get another block, which is Super Sunny Secret School Breaks Saturdays from 7 to 3:45 p.m. starting off the block with the Sunny Day airing, which also, yes, every time I do end up making these videos to announce the schedule, there will be a cuss word because of the adult block, but yeah, after Sunny Day we get 2 airings of Paw Patrol from 7:25 to 8:15 there, and followed up by Shimmer and Shine. Then Dora the Explorer at 8:40 for 2 airings. 9:30 we get PJ Masks AM, by the way. So Mickey Mouse Clubhouse at 9:55 a.m. Super Duper Bunny League at 10:20 a.m. 10:45 a.m. we get Word Girl, there, and then Phineas and Ferb getting 2 airings at 11:10. Hamster and Gretel at noon for 1 airing. 2 airings of Teen Titans, one of them being Teen Titans Go, which, yeah, the original Teen Titans followed up by Teen Titans Go, airing for 1 airing each. 1 airing of Steven Universe, 1 airing of Bluey, 1 airing of Cuckoo Harajuku, 1 airing of Dragon Ball, 1 airing of Naruto, 1 airing of All Grown Up, and then 1 airing of the Fairly Odd Parents. And then here's the Fuck Around Fridays block. Yeah, told you there'd be a cuss word there. Which is the only adult block within the entire schedule for 2.5 hours every Friday. From 4 to 6:30 with 4 a.m. And this is a.m., by the way. 4 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Airing 4 a.m. being Family Guy. 4:25 a.m. South Park. Rick and Morty at 4:50. Demon Slayer at 5:15. 5:40 we get King of the Hill. And then Bob's Burgers at 6:05. And then here's our first anime-themed block. There's 2 of them, by the way. Both at the same time on Tuesdays and Fridays. 2 different themes, though. One of them based on Toonami, one of them based on 4Kids. Here's the Toonami one on Tuesdays, 4Kids on Fridays. But here we go with the Toonami Tuesday Takeover. With 2 p.m. airing Pokemon, Naruto at 2:25, Dragon Ball at 2:50, Demon Slayer at 3:15, Sailor Moon at 3:40, and then I did end up making a little switch around where I swapped One Piece for Powerpuff Girls Z. So, next up, Starry Superstar Weekend with Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures at 8:15. Star Trek Prodigy at 8:40 p.m., by the way. This is all p.m. stuff, a nighttime block. The Patrick Star Show at 9:05 p.m. And then I did a little update where it would be now from 8:15 to 9:55 p.m. with Star vs. the Forces of Evil airing at 9:30 p.m. And then Marvel Monday Moonlight, and I'm keeping that to stay the same, with Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur at 8:55 p.m. At 9:20 p.m. we get Spidey and His Amazing Friends, followed right up by Word Girl at 9:45. And then here's the next anime-themed block. Told you One Piece was gonna get swapped out a bit. Where Pokemon starts it again, but this time Dragon Ball Z is added on top at 2:25, which 2 p.m. being the Pokemon slot. Sonic X getting 2:50 p.m. airing. Naruto airing at 3:15 p.m. Sailor Moon, we get a 3:40 p.m. time slot, and then One Piece at 4:05 p.m. followed up. And then the My Little Monday block, which, yeah, right now it's from 3:30 all the way until... I'm probably going to change that quickly, though, to make it until 5:50, but for now it's until 6 p.m. With My Little Pony Friendship is Magic at 3:30. 3:55 we get Little Bill, and then Little Einsteins at 4:20 p.m. 4:45 p.m. we do get Jessica's Big Little World, which hopefully it's going to be 5 p.m. from now on with... Wait, I can change that right now if I wanted to. Hold on. So... Okay. Let's go ahead and restart it to see if it's changed. Yep. So now Little Charmers is at 5 o'clock, and then Little Bear at 5:25. And then followed right up by the Meetoonsy block, which airs weekdays, just like the original Miguzi that this was inspired by, which airs Totally Spies at noon, followed up by Codename Kids Next Door at 12:25, and then Static Shock at 12:50 p.m., followed up by Naruto at 1:15 p.m. And then Tidy Tuesday with an airing of Bubble Guppies at 9 a.m., 2 airings of Dora the Explorer at 9:25 a.m., and then an airing of Paw Patrol at 10:15 a.m. Then Supercharged Sundays. This one was the only block that was thought up of by Liam. Supercharged Sundays from noon to 3:45 p.m., even though the original timing was supposed to be noon to 2:30 based on the time slot. He wanted it to be from noon to 2 p.m., though. That's the thing. Too many shows to air on a noon to 2 p.m. slot, so... there we go, and... airing Hamster and Gretel with one airing, followed by Word Girl with another airing. Teen Titans Go for another airing to air there, which so far one each. One airing of Miraculous, followed up by one of Astro Boy. The 1980 series, though, not the most recent, unlike the rest of the shows to be there. The 2012 version of TMNT, yep, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles getting one. And then 2 airings of Paw Patrol, followed up to end it off with an airing of Bubble Guppies. And then Music Mondays, which is one of the new ones. Like, page 4 of this document shows all the new blocks that I've added. Music Mondays from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., which airs Phineas and Ferb at 6 p.m., Bubble Guppies at 6:25 p.m., Cuckoo Erajuku at 6:50 p.m., Timmy Zoomy at 7:15 p.m., 7:40 p.m., Hamster and Gretel, and then 8:05 p.m., Little Einsteins. And then we do get with our next block, we do get our first show that airs a 30-minute slot, which is High Five, with the High Time with High Five block. And Liam, if you're watching this, the High Time with High Five block is supposed to have interstitials where, like, instead of commercial breaks, we have interstitials with High Five and the Mother Goose Club. That's supposed to be the idea of that block. And then at 5:30 p.m. we do get Paw Patrol, Shimmer and Shine at 5:55, Top Wing at 6:20 p.m., 6:45 p.m. is Cuckoo Erajuku, Phineas and Ferb at 7:10, 7:35 p.m. we do get Dora the Explorer. At 8 p.m. it's My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. 8:25 p.m. we do get Team Umizoomi. 8:50 p.m. it's Little Einsteins, and then airing each of Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go at 9:15 and 9:40 respectively. So from 5 p.m. to 10:05 p.m. And then here's the first block I thought of to make fun of Nick Mom. Yep, I actually made fun of Nick Mom for an entire block idea, which airs from 7 to 10:30 a.m. on Mondays. The Mother Funny Mondays. Yep. Which, this is basically going to tell Nick Jr. what they should have done with Nick Mom. But, of course, including programs that aren't Nick Jr. related at all. Which, the whole theme of this is supposed to be shows where we've seen it, like, a character hanging out with their mother. But I just thought of a show to add that will make it from up until 10:55. Hold up. So from now on, it should be from up until 10:55. So just gotta wait. Just hold up. I'm currently adding in this show. Okay, now I get to restart the thing. So yeah. Okay. Yep, there it is. So we do start the block with an episode of Phineas and Ferb, then Dora the Explorer, then Dora and Friends, then Big City Greens, then Rubble and Crew, then Go Diego Go, then an episode of Bluey, then an episode of Peppa Pig, then an episode of Fairly Odd Parents, and then the one I just added, Abby Hatcher. So now it's from 7 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. So, yeah, I expanded the block, so what? Anyway, yeah, so 7 a.m., 7:25 a.m., 7:50 a.m., 8:15 a.m., 8:40 a.m., 9:05 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 9:40 p.m., like 9:40 a.m., 10:05 a.m., and to end it off at 10:30 a.m. And therefore ending the block at 10:55. And then our first female-aimed block that we came up with, which it was me who came up with the idea of the block, but then I was struggling of thinking of ways to fill up how long it's supposed to be. So it was Liam who came up with a few of the shows added on there, where we start the block with Cuckoo Erajuku at 7 a.m., Sailor Moon at 7:25 a.m., the original Powerpuff Girls at at 7:50 a.m. And then Shimmer and Shine at 8:15. Nell the Princess Night at 8:40 a.m. Sunny Day at 9:05 a.m. Dora and Friends at 9:30 a.m. 9:55 a.m. we get Winx Club. You get Totally Spies at 10:20 a.m. And then Vampirina at 10:45 a.m. 11:10 a.m. we get Sophia the First. And then the last show on the block at 11:35 a.m. is Doc McStuffins. Yep. So let's go by the original schedule and times it by 7. So we're starting with Paw Patrol to see. So it should be 119, but if we see any replacements, okay, from the Fresh Fairy Fans Friday, we still end up with the 119 airings a week. Oh. Let's bring that down to 106. And then from our next set of blocks, $105 because of the fuck around Friday. And then from Tuesday Takeover, let's see. I don't see anything that would cause another airing of Paw Patrol to be gone. Okay, so far nothing to take away for Paw Patrol there. So with that, oh, we get an add-on for Paw Patrol, which brings it back up to the 106. Up to 108. $109. Oh. Yeah, that's gotta hurt for Paw Patrol to lose all that. Which means that instead of airing like we do, like there, it would be from 10:35 to 110, right? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Wait, 10:30 to 110 actually, now that I'm realizing. Which means we take away 10 airings, which brings it down to 97. But, like, we only air, so that's 97 airings a day. A week. 97 a week there. Yeah, Paw Patrol does get a lot of airings. Oh, Tidy Tunes Day. Back up to 98. Like we do 100. We know. It's still at 97. Then cut all its airings except for its final. So we brought it down to 88 airings for Paw Patrol a week. Phineas and Ferb getting 7, 14, 35. So 35 as our default. And we have to look for, and I know that the 2 AM slots are, like the AM slots that they have don't get removed at all. But we gotta watch out for the other ones. So 35. So Yeah. Down to 34. And then down to... Oh, before I do continue the schedule, I'm going to reply to announce, to tell them what days, how long to expect it. So yeah, in case you guys are confused, Paw Patrol seasons 2 and 3 are getting added to Netflix soon. But yeah, it's not really what I'm focused on in this video. Just thought I'd clear that up. But anyway, 88 airings for Paw Patrol. So far I'm on 31 and I haven't finished yet with Phineas and Ferb. There's even more, so we're down to 34 after Me Toonsy has its cuts. Down to 31 now with Supercharged Sundays. Up to 32. Wait, 33. We're at 33 now. Back up to 34 there with that other block. Yeah, 34 airings a week for Phineas and Ferb. Demon Slayer. As far as I remember, none of their time slots do get cut. In fact, they just keep adding them. So we start with a default of 21. And we gotta keep an eye out. And we gotta keep an eye out of add-ons. 21 as our default for dailies. Considering those time slots don't get really taken down by any programming blocks. So we just have to add them on. 22 airings. 23. So... $23 so far, we see. Yeah, that's how many airings Demon Slayer's getting. Steven Universe, on the other hand. So 7. And then... Wait. Let's look through it again. Wow, Steven Universe does get 7 airings without any programming blocks a week. Every day at 1:40 a.m. Huh. And then... let's look through. Oh, 8 airings with daily airings at 1:40 a.m., but then Saturdays at 1:15. Yeah, it looks like Steven Universe doesn't get played much, but the fact that it gets daily airings, though, is wild. Next up, Animaniacs, which I'm pretty sure is only 7 throughout the entire week. But we gotta look through and make sure. From the normal schedule, yes, 7. But there are programming blocks that could interrupt that. At 1:55 a.m. But most likely they're just gonna add. And then let's see. So here we are, and yeah, it's only 7 now. Oof. Baby Shark's Big Show. So far, 7. Okay. Yeah, it looks like only 7, so... And of course, SpongeBob SquarePants. Saturdays through Thursdays at 4 a.m., so it's only 6. Okay, so Peppa Pig next. So we get 7 as our default. And down to 6. Oh, back up to 7. Where Mondays at 9:40 a.m. Yeah, it's 7 airings. Mondays at 9:40 a.m. and then every day except Fridays at 4:25 a.m. Well, no, at 4:50 a.m. 4:50 a.m. every day except Fridays. But then on Mondays we also get an airing at 9:40 a.m. So Milo Murphy's Law. I haven't looked at that, have I? Wait, yeah, we haven't. So 14 as our default. It's 14 as our default, actually. Now that I'm realizing, but it's down to it's 13 airings now. I'm realizing as a total because of the adult block. So Barney and Friends at this time slot. 7 are default. Let's look through. 8. Okay. Yeah, it's down to 7 because of the adult block, but next up, 2 airings of Pokemon. So default is 14 here, and with a time slot like that, Pokemon does get 1 airing removed by an adult block, but next up, so 14 is our default. Down to 13 because of Bob's Burgers. Tsunami Tuesday Takeover brings it back up to 14. 4Kids Fridays. So yeah, we get airings at we do get every day we do with Pokemon, we get every day at 6:15. Every day except Fridays at 6:40. And then we get a bonus of where the 6:40 time slot basically just gets moved to 2 p.m. and then yeah, so every day at 6:15, 6:40 for Saturdays through Thursdays, and then Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. So that's 15 airings a week for Pokemon. Next up, Wow Wow Websy. Default 14. As far as it looks like, yep. That's the default, a 14 airing default. Okay. So, Fresh Fairy Fans Friday. We don't get any time slots removed since we're looking at the 2:25 to 3:15. Oh, Supercharged, the Super Sunny Secret School Break Saturdays. That brings Wow Websy down to 12 airings a week. Time slot we're looking at 2:25 p.m. So 2:25 p.m. That brings it down to 10 airings. Okay, so from what it looks like, we do air the okay, so the Pokemon slot, yeah, to actually air it at that time, it looks to be on only Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for Pokemon. Mondays, with Wow Websy. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 2:25 to 3:15. And then the Owl House, let's see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be at that time slot on the same days as Wow Websy, but let's look through. So our default 7 airings with every day at 3:15. Oh, now it's only Sundays through Fridays. 3:15. Nope. Now it's Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, okay. So from what it looks like, yeah, Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, just like Pokemon. Tragedy. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, almost like it's its own thing. Okay, so Dora the Explorer next. So we get 14 as 21 as our default. So we need to look at 3:40, 4:15, and 7:50 time slots. We still have 21 because, well, it's still in this block. Okay, so 21, 21, up to 22. $7.50 and $3.40 and $4.15. Oh, 405, I mean. It's at 4, so we need to look at that. So 405, that means in a PM. So 14 default, still at 14 because of all this block, all the Fresh Fairy Fans Friday block did was just push it up to 6:15. Up to 15 airings. 15. down to 13. So 13, 15. Still at 15 because not only does it invade the time slot that door would originally air, but it already airs it, so 16 airings. Yep, 16 times of airing Dora the Explorer. Where its default time slots, we do get it every day, luckily. Where the 16 time slots, it airs twice on. We do get it every day, where it's twice on Saturdays, and we get it 3 times on Tuesday. Yeah, Tidy Tuesday is a Tuesday block there, so. So yeah, I can't really calculate perfectly with Dora the Explorer there, but next up, what we look for, we've already checked on. Oh, that brings Milo Murphy's Law up to 21, and we just add. So 21 airings. Milo Murphy's Law, 21 airings. That's 7 there by default. That one brings it down to 13. $4.30. It's a 4:30 slot, so. The anime blocks can't do anything. But this one can, where it's brought down to 20 airings. Okay, so from what it looks like, 3 times every day except for Fridays and the other times. Okay, so it's 3 times every day except for better not look too much into it. Okay, bodged. We only need to look at a 4:55 time slot taken up by another show. Okay, so it's every day except Fridays, and so Bodge only getting 5. 4:55 times. Oh, yeah. Actually, we could possibly do it at twice the speed, so it's technically a default deal. So Bodge, 4:55 p.m. time slot. A 4:55 p.m. time slot there. Okay. Bodge airing every day except for Mondays, it looks like. Mondays are the only day where they don't air. Yeah, every day except for Mondays at 4:55, so it's a Tuesday through Sunday deal, so. Meanwhile, SpongeBob, they kind of have the same problem, but but being missing on Fridays instead. Wonder Pets. So 505. So it's every day except Fridays. Bringing it down to 6 airings. This is a Tuesday block though. High time with high 5. So it's down to 5 airings. Okay, so Wonder Pets, 5:05 p.m. Fridays, Mondays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. Wow, so Wonder Pets is the only show that gets the least amount of airings of the normal schedule, where they only air weekends alongside Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Wait, no. Hold up. Where they're missing Mondays, Tuesdays, Friday. Yep. So it's Wednesdays, Thursdays, and weekends with 4 airings a week. The Mr. Men Show at 5:30. Missing on Fridays. 5:30 is what time slot I'm looking for with the Mr. Men Show. Also missing on Mondays. So Mondays, Fridays. Yep, it's the same schedule as Wonder Pets, almost like its own block. At a Wednesday Thursday weekend deal. So Arthur, I'm expecting that to have the same effects as the Mr. Men Show and Wonder Pets. So let's go ahead and look through Arthur. Yep, missing on Fridays. To no surprise. Yep, I see that, and I'm expecting Rosie's Rules, Miraculous. These 2 My Little Pony Friendship is Magic airings to have that effect. So yeah, now it's only 4 airings a week of Miraculous. Comparing that to Kuke Orojuku, I'm giving Kuke Orojuku the better treatment, so I'm betting Antonio's gonna love that. And then My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, losing those. Okay, so My Little Pony Friendship is Magic having a different deal, so it's a default of 6 because of those programming blocks now. Wait, no, 8. So we know that we can just bring it up to 9, 10. So it's not missing on Tuesdays after all. It's just delayed by 3 hours. Yep, it's 10. Dora the Explorer I've looked through already, I think, so Super Y next, 8:15 p.m. Yep, missing on Fridays and Mondays. So yeah, Super Y only getting 3 airings, where with them, Okay, so I've noticed that, and yeah. Nihon Kailan would also have that same case. And Hamster and Gretel. As for Rubble and Crew, let's look through. "9:30 is the time slot. Yep, down to 6 because of Friday's missing it. It's missing every Friday, apparently. And then so Rebel and Crew is missing on Fridays. Although, let's see. Oh, it does earn an extra airing on Mondays. So Mondays at 8:40 a.m. and every day except for Fridays at 8:40 p.m. it looks like. Wait, no, not at 9:30 p.m. I mean 9:30 p.m. every day except Fridays, but then Mondays you also get an 8:40 a.m. slot. So Dora and Friends, 9:55 p.m. every day. Okay, so Fridays it's moved up to 7:05 a.m., like 7:05 p.m., so it's still there every day. And I see with Nihon Kailan, it's an everyday so it's an everyday except Mondays and Tuesdays deal. So since the Friday slot was brought back to noticing it, so Nihon Kailan is out here airing Wednesdays through Sundays. But yeah, Dora and Friends, we get every day so far with 7 airings. Alright. So. Oh, 8, 9. It gets 9 airings where it airs every day except for Fridays at 9:55 p.m. But on their Friday slot, they do move up to 7:05 p.m. And then they do get appearances where it's on. We get a 7:50 a.m. slot on Mondays and a 9:30 a.m. slot on Sundays. So Sundays and Mondays you'll be getting two airings. And then on Tuesdays through Saturdays you get 1 airing of the show. The Backyardigans. I think it's an everyday thing, so let's go ahead and look through. We're looking for it. Wait, I think it's a 2 airings slot because I can possibly fit that into a commercial break deal to take it out and just move straight to the next show. And then, so Dora and Friends does get 10 airings then at that case with every day, but you get a bonus airing on Sundays, Mondays, and Fridays. Huh. Yeah. So the Backyardigans, 10:20 p.m. Yeah, it looks like every day. So they do get 7 airings. Every day at 10:20 p.m. for Bubble Guppies. So we get every day at 10:45 p.m. So I know that there's no more blocks officially to interrupt it. Every day at 10:45 p.m. plus so every day at 10 so it's every day at 10:45 p.m. All right. Sorry if I'm repeating, but I just gotta keep myself memorized. 10:45 p.m. alongside every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Every Sunday at 3:20 p.m. Okay. Yeah, it's 9 airings a week with every day at 10:45 p.m., every Tuesday at 9 a.m., and every Sunday at 3:20 p.m. So Tuesdays and Sundays you get 2 airings, but you get only 1 airing on Mondays and Wednesday through Saturday. Oof. And then Max and Ruby, I know it's 7 because it's the only time slot throughout the entire day, and it doesn't get any programming blocks. Go to Go Go. We get every day to end off the day, but also on Fridays we also get a bonus airing at 6:40 p.m. And then so that's 8 airings. So wait, I just realized yeah, that's gotta hurt for Paw Patrol and Phineas and Ferb, because that one time slot from like within the afternoon from noon to 1:40 p.m. they don't get any time to themselves. They get interrupted by a couple of by random programming blocks. Mitunesy on weekdays, and then on the weekends they get interrupted by the Super Sunny School Break Saturdays and Supercharged Sundays. Honestly, it's a good thing that it's just those 2 shows, to be honest, considering they do get a lot of airings already. With 88 Paw Patrol airings and 34 Phineas and Ferb airings throughout the week. But yeah, with Go to Go Go on the other hand, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, every Monday at 9:05 a.m., every day at 11:35 p.m. to end off the day, and 6:40 p.m. every Friday. So Fridays and Mondays you get a bonus slot for the show with an airing every single day. And now to go for the shows that are exclusive to programming blocks here. Fresh Beat Band of Spies, we get 1 airing a week every Friday at 5. Yep. The Fairly Odd Parents, we get a 5:25 p.m. slot on Fridays and a 3:20 p.m. slot on Saturdays. To see what days you should expect.
And then Mondays at 10:05 a.m. So yeah, only Mondays, Fridays, and so yeah, it looks to be exclusively Mondays, Saturdays, so Mondays, yeah, Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Oof. Cuckoo Harajuku, another show that's exclusive to programming blocks. On Fridays at 9:10 p.m. Saturdays at 1:40 p.m. Wait, didn't I have Cuckoo Harajuku on the main? Nope, I did not. So Fridays, Saturdays. I know that there's Sundays too and also Mondays. So you get from Fridays through Mondays, it looks like. Oh no, Fridays through Tuesdays. 5 airings a week, and you're missing one on Wednesdays and Thursdays from what it looks like. Where each time slot based on the programming blocks where they air. Its Friday slot is at 9:10 p.m. Its Saturday slot 1:40 p.m. Its Monday slot is at 6:50 p.m. Tuesday slot's at 6:45 p.m., so nearly the same time. And its Sunday slot is at 7 a.m. So yes, Sunday's the only day where they air in the morning. Every other day they air in the afternoon or in the evening. Crazy. And then the next show that is exclusive to programming blocks, Team Umizoomi. Yeah, shocker, I know. With Fridays and it looks like Fridays and Mondays, huh? Oh, Tuesdays. So every weekday except for Wednesday and Thursday, it looks like. Weekdays except for Wednesday and Thursday, which means only 3 airings for Team Umizoomi, with an airing at 9:35 p.m. on Fresh Fairy Fans Friday, the Super Sunny School and Secret School Break Saturdays, airing at... Wait, no, it's not on this block. Weird. But... Oh yeah, right. Mondays and Tuesdays are the other 2 days. Oh, there's the Monday slot where they air at 7:15 p.m. And then its Tuesday slot is at 8:25 p.m. So it's always in the afternoon no matter what. Usually in the evening or at night. Like prime time Team Umizoomi airings. Sunny Day only airs on the weekends. Saturdays at 7 a.m. and Sundays at 9:05 a.m. So weekend mornings. Good slot for Sunny Day to air. Shimmer and Shine, same case as Sunny Day, but at a different slot. 8:15 a.m. on Saturdays, and and Sundays. So weekends at 8:15, the exact same time. Crazy. And then PJ Masks only airs once a week, Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. once a week. And then followed up by Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which is also once a week, 9:55 a.m. on Saturdays. Super Duper Bunny League once a week, every Saturday at 10:20 p.m. a.m. 10:20 a.m. Word Girl Saturdays and Mondays, I think. Okay, Saturdays, Mondays. Oh, it's weekends and Mondays. Weekends and Mondays, it looks like. So, its Saturday slot airs at 10:45 a.m. Supercharged Sundays causes it to have its only afternoon airing. It's only afternoon airing after its only morning airing, where the afternoon airing is at 12:25 p.m. And then Marvel Monday Moonlight is the other programming block which airs it, which is at 9:45 p.m. Okay. Hamster and Gretel's on the main schedule too, isn't it? Yep. So, Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go! I know are block exclusives. Airing every Saturday, it looks like. With we're focusing on Teen Titans first. Saturdays, Tuesdays. Yeah, every Saturday and Tuesday. Tuesdays airing Teen Titans at 9:15. Saturdays at 12:15. At 12:50. Both in the PM slot, so nighttime and afternoon time, like an afternoon and nighttime slot there. Bluey's also a block exclusive deal, airing Saturdays at 1:30 and Mondays at 9:30. 1:30 p.m., 9:30 a.m. Saturdays and Mondays there. Dragon Ball is a block exclusive time. Not like exclusive to this specific block, but only airs on special blocks there. With 2:05 p.m. every Saturday from this block. And then 2:50 p.m. on Tuesdays. So, yeah. And then Naruto is the next show to check up on at 2:30 p.m. on Saturdays. 2:25 p.m. on Tuesdays, and I think it's also on Fridays. Yep, at 3:15. So Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays for Naruto, and then Tuesdays and Saturdays for Dragon Ball. All Grown Up only gets one airing throughout the entire week. Saturdays at 2:55 p.m. And then here's a programming block, which I'm just going to mention the exclusive shows because Demon Slayer is the only one that also airs outside the block, where the other 5 shows only get this one day. Family Guy airing at, on the Fuck Around Fridays block at 4 a.m., 4:25 a.m. with South Park, 5:15 at 4:50 a.m. with Rick and Morty, 5:40 a.m. with King of the Hill, and then 6:05 a.m. with Bob's Burgers. And then Tuesday Tuesday Takeover, the only two the only two shows that air exclusively on programming blocks are Sailor Moon and Powerpuff Girls Z, which That's the only time slot Powerpuff Girls Z gets throughout the entire week. Tuesdays at 4 or 5 p.m. But let's look at Sailor Moon for a moment. Airing 3:40 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays. So Tuesdays and Fridays at 3:40 p.m. But I know that they also air on Sundays. Yep, 7:25 a.m. So if you tune in Sundays at 7:25 or if you tune in at 3:40 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays, then you get Sailor Moon. And then this block has shows that are exclusive to this specific block, ironically. No other blocks air it, and it's a block. They're all block exclusives too. Starry Superstar Weekend, which is the only programming block that has exclusively shows that air on it. With Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures at 8:15. 8:40 at 8:40 is Star Trek Prodigy, the Pact of the Star Show at 9:05, and then 9:30 is Star vs. Force of Evil. With Marvel Monday Moonlight, the only show they air that isn't exclusive is Word Girl, but ironically, Word Girl still being exclusive timing there, with Marvel's Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, and Spidey's Amazing Friends being the only airing on Mondays. 4Kids Friday, let's see, Sonic X and Dragon Ball Z and One Piece being the only exclusives to air only on Fridays, once a week. At 2:25, 2:50, and 4:05. My Little Monday, the only shows that air on exclusively on programming blocks. Every show here except for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Little Bill being exclusive to this one block, giving it only one airing a week. And then Lil Einstein's airs on this block alongside Music Mondays, so it does get 2 airings throughout the entire week three with High Time with High Five. It only airs Mondays and Tuesdays, where Mondays it gets to air on at 4:20 and 8:05, and then on High Time, and then on Tuesdays its time slot is moved up to 8:50, with only one time that day. And then Jessica's Big Little World, Little Charmers, and Little Bear being exclusive to this block. At 4:45, 5 p.m., and 5:25 p.m. MeToonZ airs, other than Codename Kids Next Door and Static Shock, the other two do air on other blocks. But since I already looked at Naruto, I'm going to look at Totally Spies, as they air Sundays and Mondays, with this Super Kawaii Sunday block airing it at 10:20 a.m. So yeah. And then Tiny Tuesday we can skip because those shows not only air on programming blocks but also on the regular schedule. But as for Supercharged Sundays, yeah, this is the one block where Teen Titans Go airs without Teen Titans following it, which, yeah, Miraculous does air this day too, so there's that. Like with 2, where it gets a 2 airing deal there. So, yeah, Miraculous does get 5 airings throughout the week, apparently. Go figure. Where it's missing every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, yet it gets 2 airings every Sunday. Although Astro Boy, TMNT, those 2 are exclusive to this one block, ironically. So, yeah. Music Monday, this programming block doesn't have any that are exclusive to this one block. High Time with High Five. High Five is the only exclusive to this block, which means that only airs on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Although, as for shows that are exclusive to programming blocks that don't show up on the regular schedule, I think Shimmer and Shine does air on the regular schedule, though. Nope, it's So it's only on Sundays and Tuesdays, apparently. At 5:55 on Tuesdays. But as for its Sunday slot, it's at 8:15. So Top Wing is exclusive to the block, I know that. The Mother Funny Mondays. Big City Greens is exclusive to the block, but also Abby Hatcher. Those are the only two that are exclusives at 8:15 and 10:30. And then Super Kawaii Sundays. The original Powerpuff Girls alongside Nell the Princess Knight, Winx Club, Vampirina, Sophia the First, and Doc McStuffins are exclusive to the block, which means these shows only air once a week every Sunday, which are at 7:50, 8:40, 9:55, 10:45, 11:10, and 11:35. Anyway, that's all. So, yeah, if you want... So, yeah, Paw Patrol gets the most airings, but then we get a tie for the least airings with a bunch of shows, where Paw Patrol here getting 88 airings a week, Phineas and Ferb being second place, ironically, which, yeah, second favorite show, should not be surprised there at 34, but the tie for the least is at 1 airing a week for multiple shows. And with that, we have about 40 shows airing throughout the entire week, so good variety, huh? Yeah, I will mention this. High Five is the only live-action series to air. So yeah, if you really want live action to be seen here, tune in Tuesdays at 5 p.m. But other than that, you're gonna get cartoons and anime galore, so... Anyway, later.